Meanwhile, Kohberger is expected to plead guilty again, as we said, to killing those 4 University of Idaho students, Kaylee Gonzalez, Madison Mogan, Xana Kronodal, and Ethan Chapin, just before Thanksgiving more than 2.5 years ago. Abby Wilt has been in Moscow to find out what the college town thinks about this case coming to a possible conclusion, but not going to trial.
There's really mixed reactions here in Moscow on what exactly should be done. Some say that this plea deal is worth it so that the case can be over and the community can find true healing. Others say Kohberger needs to face the death penalty because that'll be the only way to bring justice to Kohberger.
I believe scriptural mandates are that when you take a life, you lose a life. And I think if anything less than that, I'm not real satisfied.
In my opinion, if you get life in prison, it is the same as the death penalty. I know it doesn't give people that same sense of justice knowing that they were taken off the earth. But to me, if they have to spend every waking hour in prison instead of being out in this world, that's the death penalty either way.
It would have been cathartic to see him dragged into court and to have all the evidence of the case scrutinized again.
I think it'll be really good for this whole trial to wrap up. I feel like every time there's an update in the trial, this town gets more, it reminds them back to when it happened. So I feel like it gets more and more stressful for the community.
It also would have continued to keep the spotlight on a community that maybe doesn't want the spotlight on them anymore. Maybe it's time for there to be true healing, to know that there's been resolution.
No, I think life in prison is better than the death penalty. I think that kind of gives you an out. You don't have to suffer as much, not really suffering, but I think he deserves to rot in prison.
Well, I think we'll appreciate the closure, but justice is part of that. And if we don't have justice, I'm not sure that's closure. And he took 4 lives, innocent lives. I think he should pay with his.
Moscow locals and U of I students say they're tired. They're tired of their community being in the spotlight time after time again and having to relive this tragedy every time something new with this case comes up. Again, Brian Kohberger will appear at the Ada County Courthouse tomorrow at 11 a.m. We'll be bringing you all live updates on KTVB.com. Reporting in Moscow, Abby Wilt, Idaho's News Channel 7.
Well, like Abby mentioned, a reminder, we will be live from the Ada County Courthouse for that hearing tomorrow morning, beginning at 11. You can watch all of it on Channel 7, on KTVB.com, and on KTVB+. We'll also bring you live, or I should say the latest updates in all of our newscasts throughout the day.